Well, Stonewall was certainly an event that was on television, and but there was no gay movement in no gay movement. That was a riot. I had a chance to visit the site in Greenwich Village, and there is a memorial there, and it was an interesting response of a fed-up community. And everyone who was gay was, most of us were still in the closet, so to speak. And but we understood what that was. And at San Diego State College, because it was the college at the time, not the university, probably we're tied for first in terms of getting together a gay liberation front. I don't even remember where the name Gay Liberation Front came from, but we were probably tied for first to be an on-campus organization, which was a status that we lost, that we actually sort of gave up, because the term Gay Liberation Front sounded too much like something from Vietnam, the war in Vietnam and all that sort of stuff. Anything that was a front was an aggressive kind of organization. But we were organized, and right after Stonewall, and that's when we got the logo approved, and we got membership cards, and so I was a card-carrying faggot, which was, I was really pleased with that. I actually had the Gay Information Center telephone line moved to my apartment in La Mesa, and needed more help with manning that telephone. And we needed more information. We had a Rolodex that had lawyers, a physician, a doctor, some other information. And we took a few phone calls, but we weren't really well publicized. But it was all very new. Actually, my parents paid for the phone going in. I'm sure they didn't realize that. Well, the first one was in Presidio Park. I remember it was more of a picnic and a rally and a place to come. We had, I don't think we were working with rainbow colors and that sort of stuff, but we were publicized, and we had gay slogans and posters and that sort of stuff. And we were there just to have something open in public. And I can actually remember the day for all of the contributions that so many people made to it. I can remember where I parked. I can remember leaving even more than being there, because it was such a sense of satisfaction when we left. But it was a picnic. It was something that the movement was sponsoring. Gay Liberation Front was sponsoring it. And it was very, very, very colorful. And it was bright and festive in a way that so many of our events have been, but it was fun to see it for the first time happen. And it was just very satisfying to do. It was a statement, can we get away with this? And we had people that were so placed in the community that they were able to help us get the permit to have the rally. Not so much a rally, it was more of a picnic, just coming together, but it was well publicized. So a lot of people who weren't part of the college campus, and it was probably one of the first times that we moved out into the larger community, because the community was, the Gay Liberation Front was a college organization, and most of us were students, and that was the church, the MCC participated. That's where we got out the phone number for Gay Information Center, which by that time had become the official telephone line for Gay Liberation Front. And a brilliant and bold afternoon. I remember it. I actually remember leaving it because the feelings that I had were so overwhelming. I was experiencing it at first, and then I was digesting it as I was walking down the hill on one of those little paths in the park, and just a sense of overwhelming pride that we had pulled off a more public event. Yes, well, the first vice president of GLF was Danny Van Horn, and you have a couple of pictures of him. And he had heard about how cruisy the Balboa Park was, and he went down to check it out. And he was entrapped by the police. What I do remember very clearly is when he spoke about it, I got up and suggested at a GLF meeting that we protest the police department for harassment in Balboa Park. And there was some more activities going on and more harassment going on. And this was not a time in which being gay was legal. It was still a felony. It was a felony. So we picked a day to have a protest, and I led it. And the night before, we were in my apartment in La Mesa making posters. We just had that one day. Some people brought poster material, and we made some of these things, and then we all met up the next day, got out of the cars, and marched up and down the street. Well, it was for me a statement of GLF's presence and our opposition to what the police thought of us as and treated us like.